tell you a story about when I was a kid. This story might include a squid, 'cause things were different when I was a kid. Sharks came with lids, the outstanding bit. When I was a kid, the things you were big were the things that I did when I was a kid.
Right in between second and third grade, my dad took me on a very special trip for my birthday. I was only 7 years old, so you can imagine how excited I was to find out that I was going to be watching Game 6 of the NBA Finals between the Chicago Bulls and the Phoenix Suns. This had the potential to be the last game. If the Chicago Bulls won this game, it was all over, and they would have officially won their third title in a row, the legendary Chicago Bulls three-peat. This was the Bulls back in their heyday. I mean, you had Air Jordan, Scotty Smooth Criminal Pippen, you had Horace Mr. Goggles Grant, that white guy John Paxson, B.J. Armstrong, Stacey King, B.J. Armstrong. On top of all of this, you had head coach Phil Jackson, easily the best Satan-worshipping coach in the whole history of the NBA. And they were up against the Phoenix Suns. And they had Barkley. Yeah, that was it. So I'm there watching the Chicago Bulls warm up, and I'm so psyched. I love the Bulls so much, and while they're practicing, I screamed at them. I screamed at anything I could think of, just pure filth and obscenities. Anything I could get them so they'd look at me. They wouldn't. They would not look at me. I brought a sign with me, so I held that up just so they would take some of my advice, but I don't think that they saw it. So they started playing basketball, and I'm still screaming advice at them. They're not taking it. I mean, I guess they were okay anyway, but, I mean, they're on their way to a three-peat after all, and they were like shattering records left and right. But then Jordan got fouled and went to the foul line, and he was like perfectly lined up with me. And it was like kind of quiet as he was lining up his shot, and that's when I could finally get through to him. I would kick your ass one-on-one, you hack! Now, originally, I had intended to yell this at Scottie Pippen, but he never made it to the foul line, so I had to yell it at Jordan. Well, he ended up missing this free throw, and then he looked right at me. Me! I mean, Air Jordan looked right at me like he was going to kill me. Well, I flipped him off, and I screamed again that if he played me one-on-one, I would expose his bitty basketball skills for what they were and show him how real men shoot hoops. And then he's like, "Stop the game. Just stop the damn game." And like, he's Air Jordan, so when he says stop the game, you say, how high? So they stopped the game. And he points at me, and he's like, "Come down here then, play me a little one-on-one." And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do this. So underneath my street clothes are my Chicago Bulls sportswear, so I take them off, I got my sportswear on, and I make my way down to the court. And I pass Scottie Pippen on the way, and I look at him, I point at him, I'm like, "You're lucky, rookie, because this was supposed to be you." So I get down there, center court, Game 6 of the NBA Finals, 3 minutes left to go in the half, and the game's on hold while I square off in a game of horse against Michael Jordan. Now, I'm thinking I might be in a tight spot now, because this is Michael fucking Jordan, and I'm 7 years old. I was supposed to be playing Scottie Pippen, but things got like all messed up. So then I start stalling for time. I'm like, can I go to get a drink real quick? And Jordan's like, "Okay." So I walk off court, and Jordan just stands there, like everyone's standing there. 3 minutes on the clock, nothing's happening. The Suns are just standing there. The Bulls are just standing there. The crowd is just kind of staring at the refs, and the refs are kind of looking at the coaches, and the coaches are watching me order a pink lemonade from the concession guy up in the stands. I walk back real slow. I'm trying to stall for as long as I can. Of course, nobody appreciates this because they want to get back to the game, and most no one can believe that Michael Jordan would pause a fucking championship basketball game just to play a get-in horse, but he did. That's the kind of glory hog he is. So I get down there, and Jordan's like, "Let's do this, come on, these people are waiting, let's do this." And I'm like, "Okay, can you hang on for like 3 minutes? I just want to go outside and see if it's raining." And Jordan's like, "Okay, but make it quick." So I go outside. Everybody's still waiting. National television, people are watching at home. It's been nearly 30 minutes, and no one's seen anything except Michael Jordan waiting center court for a kid to order pink lemonade. So I get outside, I hail a fucking taxi. I'm like, fuck this. I can never beat Jordan. So I leave. I never tell my dad that I'm leaving, so he ended up being pretty worried. They kept telling Jordan to just, finish the game, but he waited and he waited and he waited. He said that he wanted to give me a chance. So I get to the airport like 4 hours later, and they're just now starting the second half. The game was on TV for a total of 9 hours. But the best part is, the Bulls ended up winning, and I got to spend the night at the police station. Good birthday.